This is, one of the more devastating crimes that, has happened in Clinton County.
It was July 2nd, 2006, when 75-year-old Thomas Hefton and his 76-year-old wife Viola were murdered in their daughter and son-in-law's rural St. John's home. Clinton County Detective Sergeant Fritz Sandberg was on the case then and still is now, 8 years later, as the lead investigator. Sandberg says he's never lost sight of finding the couple's killer.
There's not a day that goes by where, I read every report and every arrest that comes through this agency, and every single arrest or major crime that I look at, I look to see if I can tie it back to 2006 to see if that element was present at that time, and if there's going to be something that may link it to that investigation.
Even now, he's following up on tips, adding to the list of people interviewed and polygraphed by detectives. It's believed the Heftons arrived at the North Watson Road home around 7:30 that July night after leaving a fast food restaurant in St. John's. Then 2.5 hours later, just before dark, neighbors remember hearing gunshots. Their daughter Sandy and her husband Larry, along with the couple's 2 sons, had been away at a family cottage in the UP when the unthinkable happened. Were you the first one in the house?
I think I was, but I think the boys were right behind me, and in fact, Greg was the one that said to me, "Mom, here's Grandma." And I turned around and I just said, "No."
Greg was a teenager at the time, so I asked him if losing his grandparents in such a tragic way led him to become a police officer.
Oh, definitely. I've told people that ask me about that all the time. There's something about the night when we got there and discovered what had happened. I ended up calling 911, and the comforting feeling I had when you could look down towards 21 and you can hear the cars coming, you can see the red and blue lights coming, and you thought, we've got help on the way, we're going to be fine. And it's my hope that I never have to go to a call like that, but I'd like to be able to bring that same comfort level to other people in their times of need.
Both Greg and his younger brother Jeff have fond memories of their grandparents, making their cold-blooded murders even more senseless.
Number one thing I remember about them, just 2 of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet, which is what makes this all not make sense to me.
How's your heart?
Oh, I miss them. There's, a big hole in my heart. It's hard to believe that it happened. Yeah. But then there's always the hope someday the right tip is going to come in. And that's what we're waiting for, is that tip.